Good morning. Welcome po to another episode of the online series ni Inang Pamantasan kung saan ang pagkatuto ay walang hangganan. Welcome to the Friday episode of PNU Talks. How's your week? I hope you are all doing great. We all are looking forward to a restful weekend. But before that, let us cap this work week with yet another learning opportunity. I am Estrella, a member of the PNU Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences. Ako ang inyong learning from home buddy sa episode na ito. For this morning, I wish to share with you what I have been doing in my geography classes in PNU. This might sound a bit of a presentation, but actually, I am engaging you in a conversation about an emerging technology in social studies education. Today po, I will be exploring the limits and prospects of GIS, or Geographic Information System, in teaching and learning Araling Panlipunan in the Philippines. Please, feel free to contribute to the conversation. This episode is being live streamed in Facebook. Comment your ideas, questions, additional information about the topic, and we will try to address them. I would like to start today's presentation by extending my gratitude to COMAP Philippines, led by urban and environmental planner Kiko Gasconia, who trained several scholars, including me, on a basic GIS, a project of the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative Seeds for the Future, funded by the U.S. Department of State and implemented by Cultural Vistas. If not for them, this endeavor would not be possible. Some of the questions I am exploring today are, what is GIS and how does it work? What does it mean to democratize GIS? How did we integrate GIS in PNU geography courses? And is there a future for a teacher geographer in the Philippines? Brief review lang, geography as the study of our Earth's physical characteristics has been one of the oldest pursuits of human knowledge. Early geographers describe what they see in the environment. To communicate effectively, they presented these descriptions in various visual representations. Different maps were created. Soon enough, geography became an important field of study. It was offered as courses and subjects in universities and other educational institutions. The discipline of geography witnessed a big change after the Second World War until around the 1970s, when the need to produce objective, accurate scientific maps became the priority. Western academic institutions started exploring computational geography and some accurate ways of representing the Earth. 3 decades after, virtually all maps are made in the Western concept of representation: Cartesian, accurate, scientific. However, in the early 2000s, a new populist cartography in many names and forms emerged. Such names include map hacking, GeoWeb, neogeography, locative media, volunteer geographic information, and DigiPlace. This is when GIS, or Geographic Information System, was born. GIS is not a computer. It is neither a software nor an application. GIS is actually a system, a framework that allows for the capturing, storing, checking, analyzing, and presenting data about the Earth's surface. It is a dynamic ecosystem, which usually springs from gathering data about our planet through photographs and satellite imagery. These images are stored and shared to people who then examine and analyze them. Out of this analysis, they provide a representation in the form of 2D and 3D maps. In other words, in many aspects of the system, GIS is visualization. It helps us see our world in several ways possible. The birth of GIS and the populist cartography brought about free and open software. Beyond being free as in gratis, free in this concept means freedom. Freedom to run the program for any purpose, to modify the program at source code level, to distribute copies, to distribute modified copies. Sinundan na ito nung pagkakabuo ng Free Software Foundation, the General Public License, and the Creative Commons. This also caused some tensions between professional cartographers and amateur enthusiasts. As time went by, GIS has been continuously democratized. More and more people are learning and doing geovisualization for different purposes. It is no longer used in the military alone. Today, we see maps with different colors representing the voting public, markets, distribution and change of animal and plant species, and many more. Democratization of GIS also led me to think, can teachers also use this in their classroom? In the Philippines today, making maps are done by the government, non-government people, organizations, both public and private, and of course, individuals, presenting them to the different publics for different agenda. For example, we are all familiar with the Project NOAA of the DOST, which provides us with important information about typhoons, earthquakes, and other hazards. Perhaps also we have seen or even follow Earth Shakers, a social media managed by a group of students and early career scientists who produce informative maps about an array of environmental topics such as the COVID pandemic in the Philippines. I also remember attending and participating in Grupo Kalinangan cultural mapping training, which goals to document and inventory cultural properties and historic events in the Philippines. There are also some students in FEU and UP who map for humanitarian causes, such as making roads and structures clearer in maps, which volunteer groups use in their actual visits and social work. I have even tried this in one of the COMAP trainings, and it is very fun. Last year, 2020, at the advent of the flexible online learning, I was confronted by the challenge of how to augment the teaching of geography to my university students at PNU. We usually do actual physical mapping kasi in this face-to-face setup classes before. But because of the limited mobility brought about by the pandemic, this is no longer possible. So I proposed and dry run a basic training for Araling Panlipunan teachers. And when we mean Araling Panlipunan teachers, in the context of PNU, they are pre-service na students, teachers. This is part of PNU's Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences move towards data-driven, inquiry-based, and technology-integrated classroom pedagogy. The PNU Social Science Club also helped me in this project. We used a free open source software called QGIS. It is accessible as well as easy to download and maneuver. Participants, which were also my geography students, were able to download a version suited to their computer capacities. Most GIS data, such as layers, rasters, and spreadsheets that we used in the classroom come from US sources. On the other hand, local and national GIS data about the Philippines come from PhilGIS, a great, very nice open source repository. The preparation of the training is more tedious before than the start of the actual conduct of the integration. I had to prepare an instructional material, a work text on basic GIS, contextualized to the Filipino social studies teachers. That is, of course, easy to follow. I see to it also to give the student trainees flexibility in the process. Modules in this work text cover basic operations and GIS applications such as producing a map, looking at attributes, working with spreadsheets, vector styling, raster styling and analysis, mosaicing and raster, and of course working with terrain data. The training proved to be a very, very worthwhile exercise. Emphasis was given to the importance of data and data-driven decision making, which is important to the social sciences. Students were able to choose the data they want to work on, which they think are relevant and timely in our contemporary world. They got to propose solutions to observe problems and concerns such as disaster risks, renewable energy, as well as rising and falling population, to name a few. The integration to physical geography subject allowed for an enriched analysis and discussion of landforms, seascapes, and humanitarian and environmental interaction. Physical geography, I want to believe, became a little bit more interactive since the students became co-makers of maps, other materials in the classrooms, as well as information. Some of the challenges we have encountered are compatibility of the QGIS software to the students' computers, troubleshooting in other training communication, limited data sources. Some data are big files requiring some students a little more time and patience in front of their computers. There are quite a handful of data also to choose from, so there are many questions to be asked. And lastly, sharing of individual work to the class and feedbacking. Students who were able to finish all modules in the training are given certificate of completion. Aside from completing the course, they are also provided with evidence that they have basic knowledge and skills in GIS. Our teacher education curriculum in higher education recognizes the importance of geography in basic education. We can observe this in the Commission of Higher Education Memorandum Number 75, Series of 2017, which lays out the policies and guidelines for the secondary education curriculum. Social studies majors, in particular, are mandated to offer a minimum of 4 geography subjects as major courses of study. More importantly, it encourages the use of the 21st century technologies and skills in teaching and learning Araling Panlipunan. This value given to geography is reflective of the demands of teaching an array of geography subjects and topics across the K-12 Araling Panlipunan curriculum. AP teachers are expected to teach and develop among their learners spatial skills and intelligence, analytical and critical thinking, and many more. They are also expected to integrate geography with other fields of study such as history, culture, environment, and sustainability, and so on. So why not equip them with GIS skills and make them teacher geographers? From grade 1 to grade 12, geography is present. Topics about people, events, issues, and other social phenomena are situated or localized in a geographical unit or space. What we have done in our basic GIS training is to attempt to equip future AP teachers important skills in geography in these modern times. Geography now is no longer description and map reading alone. It now involves complex thought processes that can affect lives of people in the real world. Teaching and learning geography, therefore, should move towards exposing problems and concerns, answering questions and asking some more, and proposing solutions with the aid of various forms of geovisualizations. The way I see it, the democratization of GIS brought about by free and open sources offers a worthwhile technology in our Araling Panlipunan classroom. To end my presentation, I would like to share two cute student outputs. These multivariate maps were created to provide visualizations that can help people decide, no, and take actions on disaster risk in the Philippines. si Brian Rilingo from Social Studies Education and Jericho Malkitar also from Social Studies Education, PNU, combined several data layers in an attempt to propose informed solutions to the pressing social concern. So yung kay Brian, he included highly populated cities in the context of the population change from 2000 hanggang ngayon. And then naglagay din siya ng information about important earthquake activities in the country. So ang dami nating inferences and insights na pwedeng makuha from this map, right? We can also zoom into the southern Luzon area where Manila is located, so we can see the changes in population, what is the effect of earthquakes to these changing populations, and of course to the Manila, no, the center, the capital of the country, na nandoon yung highest concentration of people. On the other hand, Jericho come up with a map with a lot of information like mangroves, specific concentration of mangroves, major water basins, tapos juxtapose niya ito with data with industrial zones, power plants, di ba? And of course, population with more than 1 million people. So ang dami nating pwedeng makuhang information from this and insights, no, lalo na pag na-zoom in natin yung mga special areas of concern. Naglagay din siya ng earthquakes, no, para mas marami ata ang kanyang makuhang points, no, in the class, or para mas maganda at mas marami siyang ma-provide na insights, no. Well, I hope to see a world, no, someday that all our AP teachers are equipped, no, with at least basic GIS knowledge and skills like this, no. These are basic GIS maps, mga maps from GIS data. Pero ang dami na nating information and insights na pwedeng makuha. So hopefully in the future, marami pang teachers ang mahikayat to learn GIS and all other geography skills. Libre lang naman mangarap, di ba? There you have it. Maraming salamat po. Again, I am Vic Estrella. I hope our conversation this morning opens up new ideas. This has been PNU Talks. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day.